I look extremely hippie still because I still have a straight down part. And then I was like, oh,
That's not a straight down part.
I'm pretty much.
That's not where you part your hair?
No.
It's not?
Huh. Does it? Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like it just, oh, hi.
Well, this was a big bullseye. And I was like running out. I was like, oh, whatever. They can talk to that the whole time.
I was one on her right here. And I was like, oh, I want to get that. But she was like going into practice. And I'm like, I don't want to stress her out right now.
Hold on 1 second.
I'm like a TV screen to remind you how not good you look. Oh, I need to get her thing. Hi, everybody.
Michelle, roll up those sleeves.
Okay, I think I can keep this down here.
It won't come off.
Did you look them up and see if there's something to use on it?
Someone said I needed to use like a magic eraser, but I think that will take my skin off.
Lacquer thinner.
I think I might just be hardcore for a little bit longer. I don't know what to do.
I would roll with it.
I keep being like,
yeah. Did I tell you that I actually have some of those? Because I have had a tattoo I thought I wanted one time. And so Justin, being Justin, like had his friend draw it up and then had them turned into tattoos for me to as a temporary one for me to wear to see if I wanted it where.
That's a really good idea.
But it like had the outline. So it didn't like the sticker. It was weird. So it didn't really work, but that's my only. Anyway, ever since then, I'm like, I want to try those. If I actually like it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's how cool we are. We are trying on fake tattoos because we're too scared to get real ones. How's it going, everybody?
Good.
Good. If you guys want to unmute yourself, unless it's loud in your house, if we have a small group, Alyssa and I were just talking, there was only like 14 or 13 people that even completed the questionnaire. And I can't imagine there's going to be very many people on here tonight. And so honestly, it's more fun for us. And we just want, and I think just better conversation. If you guys have particular questions that you kind of want one-on-one time, it looks like there's 4 coaches to almost 4 or 5 participants. And so by all means, we can make this kind of hour, like coach's hour. It won't take a whole hour, but anyway, so I want to open that up. Otherwise, we did pull some information and some things to touch on. I'm just gonna make sure everybody gets signed in here. How do you guys feel about that? Does anybody have any questions right off the bat that you maybe want to just get rolling with?
I mean, I'm just having trouble with, hi, Maria, my neighbor. I need my teeth cleaned. I'm really just having trouble with this current job I have and trying to figure it out. Like I can't.
Yeah.
I completely stay dehydrated, which I need to because I can't get out of all my PPE to go to the bathroom ever. And it's just crazy. Like I think, okay, I think I pre-planned, but then 99% of the time I don't get a break ever.
You go rogue. Yeah. Yeah. Your circumstances are pretty intense, right?
Yeah. And I thought they'd be temporary, but it doesn't seem to be that way.
And so are you talking right now about work at the hospital?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm giving all the monoclonal antibodies right now.
Okay. Um,
And it's just, I bring food, but I never touch it.
so then when do you eat and what does that look like?
When do I eat? Usually in the evening.
What does your schedule look like? Like, what's a normal day look like?
A normal day is get there by 8, and I usually am never hungry for breakfast, but I do try and eat something. So I've done toast, guacamole, some eggs, and I eat that on the way out with my coffee, and then that's it.
That's good. At least you're getting food in. It's a win.
Yeah. So it's just mainly, I do a lot of, great thoughts, and then when I get home, then I just eat.
Right, because then we've kind of touched on this at the first meeting where you're just by then you're so hungry that you can't even think rationally enough to
Not rational at all.
to build a meal to try to eat it right. You're just like, give me anything.
Anything.
Yeah.
And that's just totally the circumstance I'm in.
Yeah, but you're not alone, right? So there's a lot of people that I think, for one, that's a very common habit with people not even in your circumstance. That's just where they have a smaller breakfast, fast all day, and then so hungry at night that they eat all their calories from 6 p.m. till they go to bed at 11 or whatever. And just crush the calories. Super common.
Okay. Yeah. Well, not good, but glad I'm not alone.
No, you're not. No. Does another coach want to touch on this? Do you guys want to?
What does it look like for you to take any part of your PPE off to drink something? Like, could you do a smoothie that you can? No.
Once I'm in it, I'm in it. Okay. Just because of the way it flows. I do a patient every 15 minutes.
Okay.
So I go from one to another. So I don't break PPE. I've been vaccinated, every possible vaccine I've mixed and matched, and I'm vaccinated, but I don't take it off just because they're super sick.
Yeah. Something that has worked for another client in the past with just a similar circumstance of, eating, going on shift to where eating it's really just not an option. And then having that starving mentality when they get off is having something the moment that you get off work, having something on like a cooler or whatever food that you did pack, have it in your car and eat it before you even leave the parking lot. So what can happen there is if you can at least when you pack something right, you pack it in the morning and you're rational.
Yep.
You have all the best intentions in the world in the morning. And so the food that you pack and prepare is probably going to be something that's directed towards your goals.
Yes.
So if you have time sitting in the parking lot and eating that food there, you kind of set yourself up for success in the sense of you don't have any other food in your car that you can just go crazy over, right? You don't have a pantry that you can reach in. And then what can happen is from the time that you leave the hospital till the time you get home, hopefully by then your belly and your brain are more satisfied to when you do walk in your door, you're a little more at peace, a little more rational. And then you can be like, okay, I'm going to build a dinner now, you know, and you're not in that fight or flight. Like I need food and I need it now.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
Something to try. Essentially that's the overarching goal or issue is that you're just going too long without eating and then you're irrational when you get home. So we need to figure out something that can help you walk into the door in control. Mm-hmm. That would be my suggestion.
I'll try that because I pack a lunch. I'll just take it out of the fridge and put it in the car on my way out.
Right. And then you probably, I'm sure when you get home, you just goes in the,
It does.
Doesn't sound good. Yeah. Okay. That would be my suggestion. Any other coach have anything? Okay. I love it. That's great. Great conversation. I'm sure other people struggle with that. Anybody have another question? Trying to see how those people are. Okay.
Good. Okay. Well, we'll touch on some of the habits that hopefully these are some of you folks that wrote into the questionnaire. And it just was, the first question was, what is one habit that's evolving and making its way into your daily routine? A lot of people touched on planning better. So having meals packed or prepared ahead of time that you were taking with you. Let's see. Eating breakfast. How many of you are guessing? There are quite a few of you that were skipping breakfast or maybe not eating it until super late. And then for some of you, I will speak for myself. I know when I was ignorant, I guess I would say, to a well-rounded meal, when we think of breakfast, a lot of times I would think of or associate like oatmeal, cereals, toast, lots of carbs. So learning to include more protein, ham, steak, eggs, yogurt, things like that. Let's see. Adding fruits and veggies to every meal, which is this week's challenge, working up to that 800 grams. Drinking more water. Some of you are learning your portion sizes and have already started practicing putting out what you think your serving size is and then double checking your work. So for those of you that want to start practicing that or seeing what this looks like long term, moving away from the food scale, that's a good way to learn what portion sizes you eat would be. Portioning out what you think you should have and then just double check it on the food scale. Let's see. Oh, I really like this one. Less protein shakes, more real food. That's a good one, you guys. That was something we touched on, I believe, in the kickoff meeting, just that some of you are probably going to be asked to eat a lot more protein than you had ever eaten before. So we were encouraging you, if you were struggling with that, maybe including one protein shake or something to supplement that per day. But then as you got used to it, including more whole foods. So again, that goes back to lean meats, dairy, tofu, high protein grains like quinoa. So if there's any of you out there who are noticing you're feeling hungrier as you continue to lose weight, but you're still including things like protein bars or protein shakes, try swapping that for some whole food and that will keep you more satisfied.
I guess I would just ask, can someone tell me something that they have changed this month or in these 2 weeks? Anything, like something that they've adjusted or switched up or changed, which I know typically causes friction. Change causes friction.
I've been more cognizant of my wine tasting at my other job.
Yeah, I bet that you're just bringing awareness to how much you're actually taking in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, same for me. Less alcohol for sure.
Who was that?
Erica.
Erica. Yeah, I think that's across the board is people just don't, we lose focus as far as how much we start consuming because it's habitual. I have a glass of wine while I'm making my dinner, I'm sipping, that's what my family does, or we watch football and I have 2 beers, or whatever it is. I think people you begin in a habit and it's almost, like not an act of intention. It's just what we do. Mm-hmm. And so I think all of a sudden when we ask you to track it or log it, you start being like, I didn't realize I was having a glass of wine every night. And like, I didn't have to do that. It kind of frees that up. Yeah. Alcohol is usually the biggest one, right? When I go out to dinner, I always order a drink, and it can feel weird to not order a drink when you go out to dinner. But often people realize they enjoy not having their drink and they enjoy their food more.
Yeah.
What else? What else did someone change up?
I feel like not like mine was just like alcohol, but with sweets and stuff like that. Mine was more like, I feel like at dessert, I wanted something super sweet, but now I'm craving more like, oh, maybe I'll have some apples or some berries or some peanut butter or something like that. Like my sweets are becoming more of I don't know, like you can find a healthier option to satisfy those cravings. So that's been a big change for me.
Yeah. That's huge. And
Yeah.
that's just the your taste buds actually do shift and change, and then the chemistry in your brain, right? I'm sure Michelle could talk to this, but um, a lot of that stuff does shift when you start changing your diet. When we eat hyperpalatable foods, we crave hyperpalatable foods. When we start pulling them out of our diet, things like an apple and grapes taste really sweet to us when we're eating whole foods the rest of the time, right? I always think of my dad, who is, he eats out all the time, like every meal. And trying to get him to eat, I make him a meal of like healthy yams, vegetables and stuff. And he's always like, it just doesn't have any flavor. It's just kind of blah. And it's like, well, that's because your tongue and your brain are so connected to hyper palatable foods, right? High fat restaurant made foods. And so there's a lot of time that goes into just kind of evolving those taste buds.
Yeah.
But it's cool when you do, and you're like, oh, an apple is sweet.
Yeah. That was good.
It's cool. Anybody else have anything?
Well, I've been struggling a little bit. If I go out to lunch with someone, I just sit there and go, I don't know, because I don't know what's in that. I don't know how to track that. I want to get a turkey sandwich, but I'm looking at it going, well, what's in it? Can somebody tell me how much avocados on here? Can you wave? So I guess I just struggle with that. I kind of let that hinder my going out with a friend. It's just hard because then I look like I'm not going to eat much here because I'll figure it out when I get home. So that's probably taking it too far, but I just struggle with that. I don't know what the grams are or what's in here. What kind of if that's a hamburger, what kind of meat is it? What's going on here? Or something like if somebody makes lasagna, I'm like, what's going on here? I can't, I don't want to say function, but I want to be more precise. And I don't know if that's craziness.
That's a sense of control, right? And when we start, I would say that's a downside to counting macros, is a person who likes a lot of control and is on this side of being a perfectionist can struggle with being a bit more flexible in those situations. I feel like Alyssa actually said it once to a client, and I liked the way she said it, where it was just like, I want you to do the best that you can do in the situation that you're in. I'm not asking you to be perfect. I'm not asking you to have the exact grams of said food. But in a situation when you go out to lunch, you have the choice to eat a hamburger and, potato salad, or you have the choice to eat a pasta dish, or you have the choice to get your dressing on the side of your salad, or you have the choice to have a turkey sandwich, with a side salad. And it's like, I'm going to choose the best option with the circumstances I have, because if you choose that and you enjoy it, and you feel confident in your choice, then it's like, you did it. Like, who cares what the macros were, because you knew that you chose the best thing for you in that situation.
Okay.
And you want to think about, for any of you, reducing that stress or the anxiety you feel in those kind of circumstances. So yeah, always focusing on how can I make the best choice for myself in any given circumstances is big. And we don't want that downside of wanting to be super accurate and precise to take away from the enjoyment of those kinds of activities and spending time with people, because that's not sustainable either, right? I'm sure you enjoy going out to lunches with your girlfriends or catching up and going to friends' houses for dinner. So yeah,
I would give yourself permission to go and enjoy, said meal with a friend.
I guess I feel guilty when I'm logging it. Like, am I cheating? Am I like, is this inaccurate? And
And all you do, the best thing that the coach will ask is if you log it, you just guesstimate. And then in the notes, you say, I went out, this is a guesstimate. I went out to lunch and I had a turkey sandwich. And that's all the coach, letting us know that is perfect.
okay.
You can look up a similar item too. Like, let's say you got a turkey sandwich. I'm sure you can find something like Panera's menu is like in macros first
Right.
or something. Just find something like super similar.
Yeah. And just make a note. And,
Mhm.
your coach, and I think that's super important for everybody to know, is your coach is not looking for perfection. None of us are perfect by a long shot. And we would never ask that, because being perfect or trying to be perfect is only going to lead to failure, right? We can never achieve that. And so then we're just stuck in this state of feeling frustrated with ourselves. And that serves nobody.
Right.
So I really, really will push you make the best choice with in the circumstance that you're in. And most times you're going to be like, that felt good. That was a good choice. Good job.
It can also help you. This is something that Amy has said to me and to her clients, I think, and is helpful for anyone, is thinking about the season that you're in. So if this is a season of wanting to be pretty precise, rather than eating out 3 to 4 times a week or having alcohol 3 to 4 times a week, put some boundaries on that for yourself. Like, I'm going to eat out 1 time per week.
Mm-hmm.
And then even have some go-to restaurants that you already know, where you can get something that supports you, and suggest that to your friends. Or if friends want to hang out, try inviting people over to your house. That kind of allows you to be in control of what's served. And then don't be afraid. Like, this is so funny. I always used to think the same thing. If I'm going to meet up with someone, like, we should go to food. Don't be afraid to go on a walk or go grab coffee and go for a hike, get your nails done with someone. Like, there's great ways to connect with people that aren't always surrounded by a meal out. So those are good options too, for like a specific season, if that's how you're feeling.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes I love that, because it's true. Sometimes you're like, no, I'm super dialed in. I want to be on point. I want to be meticulous.
Yeah.
And in that season, then you make those choices, and you just put parameters on yourself for that season.
Yeah.
But that shouldn't be your always. Yeah.
Okay.
That's great.
That was, yeah.
That's great. Anybody else have anything? Claire, how did the workout go in the morning? You feeling better in your workouts?
Yeah, I'm kind of working out in the afternoons now, so
Oh,
that
okay.
really helps. I'm drinking coconut water like every water break, so that's
Okay.
helped a lot. Yeah.
Good. Yeah, making sure that we're eating plenty before we work out is important. I think we've all fallen trapped to the, not saying that you were, Claire, but just in general, we've all fallen trapped to the, if I don't eat, if I work out fasted, I'm going to burn more fat, right? Everybody, we've all thought that. It's not true. So making sure that you have enough fuel to actually work hard and feel good in your workouts is what we're looking for there. Yeah, cool. Let's talk about barriers. What are we running into? What's hard right now? Maria just kind of talked about something that's hard. A couple weeks in, what's hard?
Tracking. There.
Yeah.
Tracking.
Yeah. What feels hard about it? Just the extra time?
No, it's not the extra time.
Oh,
It's just, I'll try and go in and pre-track, and then I forget to track, and there's plenty, I can make the time,
yeah.
because I get home at not a bad time.
Right.
It's just making it a habit. That's all.
Yeah.
It's good.
But even if yeah. I mean, I think you're right, Teresa. I think part of that is there's half of it that's like, yeah, I mean, we kind of got to put on our big boy pants and do it, just do it to it. Because we have to, in order to build a habit, we have to start the action, right? So half of it is that, but then the other half is making sure that it's easy enough and you're simplifying it enough to where we realize like, this isn't that hard. I feel capable. Because if it is too hard, if things are too hard, then it's too hard, and it's not gonna be sustainable.
Yeah, I feel like you're probably gonna have to be more clever than most because of your situation. Like for someone like me in the beginning, I found it actually very fulfilling to pre-track because I knew at this time I ate this and at this time I ate this and whatever, but you don't have that flexibility. So, I mean, what you could do is maybe put a bunch of stuff in there and then at the end of the day, maybe just delete what you didn't eat. Maybe that would be faster, you know?
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Yeah. I keep hoping it'll slow down, but
Have you ever tried, I think this was posted into the Facebook group, logging your dinner first? So when you're doing your breakfast and everything in the morning, also logging your dinner. And so then when you get home, all you have to do is pull out your macros first and then look at exactly what you're going to eat. And then that also could help you with what Amy was talking about earlier.
that's true.
Yeah.
Because I have everything, prepped and in the fridge. So
Yeah, that could be an easy way. Just work backwards and save you time too when you're home from a long day of work and not really wanting to try and figure it out on the go.
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean,
because really, I get home, I strip in the garage
yeah.
Yeah.
and run to the shower.
Right.
Yeah. So
I mean, that's how I seem to track my breakfast.
yeah,
And like at lunch, I'll track my dinner so that I have those in, and then I can be like, all right, this is the food I need to eat
right.
between these two goalposts right here. And I'll definitely, if I have my dessert of some sort of dessert, I'll put it in there. I always put it in there just in cases because you
Yeah,
never want to not have your dessert. But then in some nights when you're like, oh, I don't really feel like having that, you get more food at dinner time or whatever. But I always tell, I like the idea of tracking your dinner and working backwards. I feel like
That would probably be the easiest for me to do then.
it just becomes, it makes it easier to be consistent for sure.
Mhm.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other barriers, guys? I mean, I feel like if you're on here, you're probably the people that are doing pretty well. It's kind of the hard part. You're kind of preaching to the wrong crowd here. But
Kim, you looked like you were going to say something. Did you have something to say?
Oh, I was just going to go back to, hi, this is actually the first time I've been able to be on. First time I couldn't figure it out. And then we were busy last weekend, so I apologize. But I just recently found out I had all of these sensitivities with food. So it would be gluten, whey, eggs, milk, anything like that. So that's the hardest part for me is like, I want to go grab a piece of cheese because I know that's high in protein, but I can't have it, you know. So then I'm kind of limited to meat. And even on vegetables, the vegetables that I ate all the time, which were Brussels sprouts, asparagus, broccoli, I am sensitive to that as well, as far as not like an allergy, a digestive allergy to it. So I've been to a gastroenterologist and I'm getting a scope done and I'm getting, my 50-year-old checkup and all that. So I just don't think I digest food. I'm never hungry, but mentally I'm going, oh my God, I'm starving because I haven't eaten, right?
right.
So that's my struggle.
That's a real struggle.
Yeah, that is hard.
Do they have where you have some of that like leaky gut? Are you on a low FODMAP diet?
I'm not. I was just told, I took a blood test, and I was just told to stay away from, obviously wheat, barley, rye, oatmeal I can't eat, just to modify my diet for like 3 months.
Right.
To see about the digestive, issues and all that. So, sorry.
Who's your, Kim, who's your coach? Who's your coach? Sorry, what?
Sylvia?
Oh, Sylvia.
Sylvia? Is that
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm trying, and I found out I'm not eating enough. I was not eating enough protein,
Right.
but part of it was I wasn't really hungry, and
Right.
I'm like, Teresa, I don't breakfast. I'm just not this person. I don't usually eat till probably 2:00 in the afternoon, which is bad. And then I'm like, Teresa, again, I get home and I'm like, not totally hungry, but I'm just like, I've got to eat something because I know I haven't eaten all day,
Right.
type thing. So yeah, it's just
what does the dinner look like for you when you get home? Are you able to, do you make a dinner? Obviously, do you prepare a dinner or do you eat?
we mostly prepare dinner. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh, sorry. I think.
Are you there? Sorry, I think I lost you. There you are. Sorry.
No, you're right.
I have people coming in.
You're there.
Yes. So like tonight we had pork loin and all of that we put, together. And I just, I made a salad. I did a bag salad. It was easier. A lot of the bag salads have wheat in them, I noticed.
Yeah.
And eggs, which, I'm not completely, totally sensitive to eggs, but it's telling me to stay away from it. So that's why I'm trying to do it. But the wheat thing in the salads just was like really weird to me.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I would suggest that you're working on portion control and meal timing. I mean, if you don't you may not like breakfast, but getting your body into a routine to where it gets calories, then it can, spike your metabolism to burn those calories, and then it's getting this consistent, influx of calories that it then burns. That's something that's always helpful, right? Again, we don't want to put in all of our calories on the back half of our day.
Right.
And then making sure that you are finding carbs that work for you. So rice, potatoes,
right. Quinoa, I've been eating a lot of that. So
yeah,
that's great.
And making sure that you're eating 100 grams, like 100 actual like weight, 100 grams of, a potato, a starch, or quinoa, or rice, whatever, at each meal. I would just really focus on trying to eat a set amount of macros, at breakfast, lunch, snack, and dinner, and really just focusing more on that, since you have to be pretty simple with your intake right now as far as variety goes.
Right.
I think you'll serve yourself well by kind of not stressing so much about all the things you can't have and focusing more on the routine that you could implement with the foods that you can have.
Yeah. All that was like a total shock to me. Because I'm like, I've never had allergies. I was like, I can eat anything.
Yeah.
And then it was like, whoa, I'm allergic. I have sensitivity to all this stuff.
Yeah.
So it's total regrouping of what I can't eat. So
hopefully a lot of that is reversible and a lot of that is fixable. And so if you can get yourself, on a nice routine diet with those mild, benign foods, your gut can heal, and hopefully you can reintroduce the foods that you enjoy at some point.
Right.
Yeah. It's hard. That is hard.
Right. And I didn't know on the app that you could go in and do notes. Yeah, I didn't.
And do what?
Off the internet. Oh, sorry. I'm muting you. I lost my internet for a minute.
Oh, dang. Oh. Okay, she's like, I'm done. Okay. What else? Where are we at? Some questions? Should we talk about Halloween candy?
That was pretty prevalent. Do you have any trick-or-treaters on here? People that trick-or-treated? Kids with Halloween candy?
I know, none of you, right?
My brothers.
Preaching to the
They have
wrong
it all
person.
laid out in their bed, and so I walk in their room and I'm like, oh, struggle.
We
Struggle.
were handing out the candy, and I was like, one for me, one for you.
Yeah.
I can't give up the peanut butter Snickers. Sorry, guys.
Well,
That's a thing.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Peanut butter Snickers? You don't ever have one of those?
No,
You're good.
Don't start. Then.
I won't.
Yeah.
I won't. Well, for those of you that, and maybe for somebody that watches this later, if you do have Halloween candy, a couple very smart things, whether you passed it out or collected it, do not keep it in a bowl out in your line of sight. Put it away. Okay, my kids they sort theirs. It's in a Ziploc bag. It goes in the pantry, and they pick one out that goes in their lunch each day. And then for their dessert, if they choose to have a piece or two of that, whatever, it stays in there. I definitely just don't leave anything in your line of sight.
Yeah,
for sure. That's the hardest thing. No one, at some point, you can walk past it 3 times. You cannot walk past it 4 times. We all know that, right? Like, it's not going to happen. We can have the best of intentions. It's not going to happen.
Do
What
we
else?
keep talking about that or move on?
Oh, I think that's
good, right?
yeah.
Okay. Let's see.
I mean, I know that's a huge issue at my house because I have a senior, and this, like, my house is the house they hang out at. I mean, downstairs currently, I think I have 6. Well, I know I have 2 girls down there and like 5 boys.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's every day, and they eat here. I mean, it's just kind of the stage we're at. So if I look at my kitchen counter, I have, let's see, I have granola bars, I have chips. It's all just like sitting there on the counter. I do have the Halloween candy in a big bowl because I went and bought that big Costco size and got 2 trick-or-treaters. And so I figure I'm hoping that they eat it quickly, but it's always out because I don't want them in my pantry.
Well, I would still put it in your
Oh,
pantry, Teresa,
it's
or put it downstairs.
Oh my God, I have had
At some point.
a gummy bear today. I've had a gummy bear.
This is a good lesson, though. Like, this is every mom, I promise, and we can all agree to this. Like,
Oh, just wait.
At some point, you have to put yourself up here
I
with
know.
your kiddos, and you have to allow yourself to take care of yourself and not just let everything be about them. And while you're, find yourself suffering, trying to make them, accommodate them, like, they're fine. If they're seniors, they can walk into the pantry, grab something out, and,
But they eat my Built bars.
well, hide those. See, you got to take those. You gotta hide those somewhere else.
These wrappers are like, okay, you guys, I have the Quaker ones for you guys. Like, oh, but we want the protein because we're working out.
Yes.
Oh.
That's my bar.
So yeah,
Yeah.
you got to hide those ones.
Yeah.
I guess the big point there is, Teresa's, that it's awesome to have them at your house. It's awesome to be
Oh,
there.
yeah.
Everybody wants that. But at some point you have to remember that, like, you matter and your happiness matters, and, the way your self-image matters. And if there's little things that they have to sacrifice so that you can at least feel better and make things a little bit easier on yourself, like, allow yourself to do that.
Yeah.
Important. All right. Anything else, you guys? We'll let you go if there's anything else for the good of the order. Anything.
I was barely reading over the 800 grams of fruits and vegetable thing, and then the 100 you add on, and I was just like, what?
You want me to talk about it?
Yes.
I was gonna
just real quick.
I was gonna touch on it anyway. So we're talking about weight when we're talking about the 800-gram challenge. We're talking about weight of fruits and vegetables. So if you wake up in the morning and have 100 grams of strawberries and 100 grams of blueberries, and then at lunch you have 200 grams of cabbage and 100 grams of carrots and 100 grams of snap peas. I'm keeping simple math here. And then at dinner, you have 100 grams of asparagus, whatever, and 100 grams of onion. I don't know. Potatoes. I don't know.
What are you doing?
How am I doing on my
You
meal?
have that much cabbage and that much onion.
If you do that one.
Whatever. I'm just keeping some. Okay, you get my drift.
I'll hang around Amy. She's gonna be tooting.
No, that is like a normal day for me. That was
200 grams of cabbage and 100 grams of onion.
not 100 grams of onions. 200 grams of cabbage is normal. Unless I'm working out at 4:30, then it's a huge mistake.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Anyway, so Maria, essentially all you're trying to do is all day long, you're just trying to, by the day's end, you're trying to eat in total weight 800 grams of fruits and vegetables combined. You can combine all of it together to reach that 800 gram goal. Does that make sense? Did I just?
So I shouldn't like look at weight like, okay, this apple's heavier than this.
No. No. It is literally like you're just totaling up the amount of fruits and vegetables that you're getting in your day. Is that better?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I'm glad.
Let's get this sweet potato, this baby.
Yeah. I'm glad you clarified. That's hilarious. Yeah, and really the only things that are off limits are like dried fruit. That don't do that. What else is off limits? Yeah, canned stuff is fine. Frozen vegetables are fine. Potatoes, avocado, all of that counts towards that 800 gram challenge. Yeah. I think I wrote this, but I would make sure, like I would log today if you did, or tomorrow and kind of count up where you're at. If you're only at 400 grams and you shoot for the stars and get 800 grams tomorrow, there's potential that you're going to hate me and have massive backlash. What?
Buddha belly.
Yes. Distended.
Yeah.
So you can take your time there, just try to increase it. Yeah. It's really easy to 100 grams of like strawberries. I mean, I can crush 200 grams of strawberries in like 30 seconds. Yeah.
And actually to your point though, Maria, you guys can find like a larger piece of fruit it's technically going to weigh more. So yeah, if you're not trying to go for a ton of stuff.
Yep. Yeah. It works. It's fun. At the end of the day, if you weren't weighing your food and logging your food, but you were eating 800 grams of fruits and vegetables, that's going to go a long way. Mm-hmm. As far as your insides go, especially. Kim, you should make sure that you're working on that. Be good for you. Harder, but good too.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else, guys? I'll make sure to write that recipe out of all the 100 grams of fruits and vegetables I eat in a day. We'll add in the 100 grams of onion. 100 grams of onion is actually a lot of carbs.
It is.
It's
it's
frustrating.
Yeah.
You imagine the Grinch? He just eats them like an apple. That's
don't do that. And then you saute them down, and you're like, you just crushed 100 grams.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I
Okay.
made the chicken enchilada cauliflower recipe with my family, and they really liked it too. It was good.
Good. Did any little kid or any buddy end up with the toots?
Not yet. We'll see what
Okay, good.
happens. We ate it today.
Oh, you ate it today. Okay, well, wait.
Oh, good.
Kleinberg, I always think about
every time.
Michelle had a week there where all she did was eating.
It was the best thing since sliced bread until it wasn't.
Yeah, eating rice cauliflower just on repeat, and she was like, "I don't know what is going on," and I was like, "I do."
Not happy.
Yeah.
So limited.
Yes.
That was like 3 years ago, and I'm still like, ooh, cauliflower. I don't know.
Yeah, no. Make sure, yeah, if you're getting distended and you're eating multiple amounts or days in a row of cauliflower rice, it's probably what is going on for sure.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. All right, guys. I think that's it. Unless you have anything else, pick our brains. No? Okay. Sweet. All right. Well, work on the 800-gram challenge. Make sure you just put it in your daily notes each day. Write how far you got and try to get better each day. Okay. All right. All right. We'll see everybody later.
Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Bye. Good night.